up, people? Welcome to the NuveyLive podcast, and my name is Sean, aka Ayela, aka Nuve Sean, aka We Love Hip Hop. NuveyLive's for the people, and we are back. I'm sure there are drum rolls right there. Someone is, hitting. All right, so we are back, and for yet another episode of the NuveyLive podcast. And with me, I have two gentlemen passionate about the culture, passionate about the creative. I'm even already stuttering, but because I'm excited here and there, they will introduce themselves and we go right into it.
I'm called Zio, and in the daytime, I'm a software developer. But I'm here mostly as a writer and occasional critic.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of UG Hip Hop for a while now. And thank you for dragging me into
You're killing me.
into this. And let's see how this goes.
I tell the people who you've written for,
So I've written for Tribe mostly. For reviews.
Tribe UG,
UG.
now Tribe Africa.
Yeah, no, Tribe UG.
Tribe UG, okay.
And I've written a few opinion pieces and a few interviews for them over the years. And I used to have a personal blog. I don't know what occurred to that, but yeah.
You're right. That's Zio. And on my left, let's shoot.
Hi, I'm glad to be here to do the live podcast. It's amazing to be here to share an opinion or two, share a story or two. The name is Ambrose Nyebuza. That's my passport name and my national ID name. And I am in charge of publishing at the East Africa Radio Advertising Service. So I'm way into advertising and creative. But I've done a bit of radio broadcasts before. And back then, I was Ambrose Nay. And at some point, Nay for sure. I'm glad to be here.
Like Nay, the opposite of Yay?
Maybe the host, the sound.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
It's a short name of my surname, Ninyemuza. Just picked out something simple.
Right.
That's why we call him the naysayer sometimes.
The naysayer. Okay, at this moment, I would like to introduce myself as Yay. Not the other guy who's a direction and Kanye Sige. All right.
Kanye name.
Yeah.
I thought it was my joke with him.
All right.
See.
Okay. So before we really jump into this, this podcast is brought to you by izarahomes.com. And if you would like to get yourself a place to stay in Kampala, Entebbe, Kasese, that's the place you go to, izara.com. That is IZAARAHOMES, izara.com. And then izarahomes.com, and then you have them. Right. Quick question. Is hip hop dead?
Was hip hop ever dead?
Hip hop was born and has lived, and I don't think it's about to die.
All right. What do you have to say about that? You know where I'm coming from.
It's had its limping moments and its near death
I like
moments. But
Yes.
I don't think hip hop is dead. At most.
Let me change the question. I'm cutting you short. Do you think it will ever die?
No.
Okay. But that's the response. I think that's way more brilliant. This is what I think. If I judge you, but this is what I think. I feel like hip hop just takes naps. Like, one, the game is slept on. Like locally here, we'll sleep on hip hop while it also takes a nap. That's what I think. But you had something you are adding on to that.
Oh yeah. I don't think hip hop is dead. I don't think it's been dead ever. I think it's an evolving, living thing like any other. I don't know if we're talking about hip hop, global hip hop, but if we're talking about UG hip hop, the different opinion I would have is we might have past the golden, the golden age. I think there could be a second golden age. I just don't think we're in the most glorious time right now.
Right. This is how I am trying to sneak in the fact that recently in the news, GNL posted the whole cover of Nas saying hip hop is dead. But you know, that's to each their own. I feel the culture is alive, and it's really up to whoever is involved to resurrect it, to do what it takes to keep the culture alive. But we are not going to, you know, go into the details of responding to his perspective. He has his reasons. I don't know if it's a marketing gimmick or something for him to as because he got back home and all that. But that's for him. I think I need to have that T-shirt that says "Hip Hop just took a nap" and
Limping moment.
and NuveyLive is waking it up. Anyway, I do not know if you've listened to the dozen cipher where 12 rappers are responding to the 1G. You know, real G's move in silence.
What's that? What's the dozen?
The dozen cipher, Price Table, and them.
Is that recent?
Yeah, it's recent. You know.
I've
It was like right after the Yenze festival and whatnot, and which,
Oh yeah, so this whole period between maybe early in the year and leading to the Yenze and all that, I've sort of taken a back seat. But I know there's been a lot of noise online. I would like to catch up on what all that was about. I've seen all the OGs come out. I've seen a legend in purple. I've seen shots left, right. I've seen camps rise up to fight again. I thought that was a thing of the recent past. But it seems like people are awake. I don't know if we are awake for the right reasons.
right.
But if I were to give the Yenze Festival a bit of a second or two, to start with,
Shall give it a minute.
okay, thank you. I'll give it 60 of them.
Yeah, sure.
One, I feel from my background, from the advertiser, I feel there wasn't so much of a budget for advertising, for marketing, because from the people I spoke to personally.
Hold on. There is having the money and then the marketing doesn't happen a certain way. But talk your talk.
Okay. So for starters, for Zamba, now I think he trades as Nsimbi. So for him, I learned that he didn't put so much into the budgets, into the actual interest to advertise, because there are situations where you actually put the money, radio, TV, digital, online, and then there are situations where you put in a bit of the games, the gimmicks in the background, where you throw bat at someone, where you proclaim yourself as someone. At times it works, but for him it didn't kind of work. But in general, back to your first question, hip hop is alive. Only that from the market here, Ugandan industry and consumption, we have seen it evolve from something to something to something. To the extent where I'm sure you know the word chidandali. I woke up and when you're like, these guys are not doing the real hip hop. And now we started telling each other, you're doing hip hop, I'm not doing hip hop.
You're not hard.
You're not hard. These guys are the social people, even globally, I think. At the time,
Or you're fake up, eh?
I think there was a time Snoop was throwing shade at all these new kids with shiny hair and colored hair. So look at here, and I feel
I think he had a very up mimicry of the whole flow. Mama. And I remember the drill, and he went all in with the whole mocking. But yeah.
So back here, if you're going to throw a Yenze festival, fine, do as the local market does. You know, because I'm told there are people he went to and they told him, maybe let me use a figure, the budget is 10 million, and he was saying, I'm offering a certain amount, but do it for the culture, do it for the game, do it for the king. Right? Something like that.
Right. One, just to give context and clarity, Yenze Hip Hop Festival is not really JNL, but I think he came out as the face for it.
With the headline, right?
As the headliner. Yes. So initially, my boy Lagum, I saw him at the press. I was like, he didn't even invite me. Like, of course, we're not really that close or whatnot. But I was like, oh, I know this is Lagum. Okay, great for the culture. Young people are being involved. And then over time, it took a different turn. But just to wrap that up, just like any other business, any other craft, anything that you do in this time and age, you need to involve lots of marketing and preferably digital marketing. And that's why we have NuveyLive Media to help you sort out things like that. And right behind the camera, we have Astro Age, okay, my boy Visual. That's where we are creating platforms like these, entities like this to help market, push the right way with the culture at heart. So one of the biggest issues GNL actually acknowledged in the Samona freestyle that we shall market better next year. I feel like that's the moment everyone was waiting for. And the issue was really marketing. Besides it being a huge venue, NuveyLive as a platform is here. I don't know. We're not that pricey. We could have maybe run the numbers here and there. So Swahili Nation was the startup behind the entire entity. So that's why most people got it confused. They were like, no, it's a GNL event. But then, I mean, to each their own. I always say that statement, we will leave that to rest. And somehow, in a few days, beef popped up.
Yep.
A lot of beef popped up. And there are always different perspectives. Yes, please.
Beef is not dead. Somehow beef is always around.
To think about it, you can't eat an animal that's been already dead, right? You have to slaughter a live one. Smart. Right? I see what you did there. I don't know if I'm overthinking it. Speaking of beef, so there is something going on, I think, with Price Tavan, Tinder, and Baboon Forest, but that's not for me to go into. I know they'll sort themselves out. It's more like Tinder has always been on the map, but we know where Ugandan hip hop is moving.
Each time,
do we know where it's moving?
Just before this,
okay, I'll hold that thought.
Escapes. Each time there's a feud of any sort, I wonder how real it is on ground. There's one other particular one that you can't say it's been hushed because at least it's on IG, it's on Twitter, and there was one that T-shirts were torn in bars and stuff, and I am still a bit childish.
You're looking for the footage.
No, I'm not looking for the footage.
He's looking for the footage. I think so.
I'm not yet grown to believe that these things leave tracks. I mean, it's not exchanging bars, and you're actually fighting in bars. So
in bars.
Yeah, so it's not, you're not dropping a diss track and I'm responding back. It's that we will actually meet at Bandali somewhere and actually fight. It still shocks me that we are that real. You get? So
yeah, it's happening.
After saying it happened in the 90s and tragically and fatally, you still don't see us live in.
Again, at some point I asked, are we discussing hip hop globally or UGE hip hop? So I understand in the context of global rap, the dynamics change. I mean, it was real. It is real. You get, but people had access to guns. People were actual gangsters. People were loyal to their hoods in the sense that they would die for them if you cross them or if you disrespect them. I get how, in the context of East Coast, West Coast, bodies had to be dropped. But I get shocked that here, and not to say that we are a copycat version of hip hop, so we should not, go all the way or be as real as across all these experiences, are we just writing and being clever with words, or are we going to the streets and fighting for all that? I'm saying it still shocks me that we are not, playing just around with clever words. And if we meet in the bar where a guy story you get it. I don't know. Is that also part of the evolution? Are we growing into
I think
a real thing, like an actual?
I think one.
For a while, it seemed like we're just faking it and having fun with it.
Right. Beef stunts in the industry world over have always been part of like marketing gimmicks and whatnot. I'll tell you, years ago there was Atlas versus Navio. There was that thing going on. But trust me, Gravity and GNL is real. I don't think it's a marketing gimmick.
Oh.
And of course they're not fighting and whatnot, but they're going against each other by way of maybe a verse or two or a song. And then you see them Tinder, just like how GNL is calling them Tinder. When you see Price Deva, shout outs to Price for Pyong.
I'd like to go to Pyong.
Same. I think right after a few things, I need to get the Pyong people to share their story. There's so much that they're doing there. Now, when they did the Dozen Cypher, I feel like that's okay, coming out to express yourself by art. I can disagree with you, but I may not go physical or flex with you. Now, the whole situation of someone in the bar, whatnot, I think that's Chief. That's not, I think. We know it's Chief. Yeah, I think he has been trading bars here and there, sending shots to Navio. I've not had a proper response, but I think the Eno Cypher verse was more of like clarity back to them. I personally, I haven't seen the footage.
I don't know if it's footage.
But there is talk of footage and whatnot. And one thing is I don't want to go into the beef, but I see the climate of UG hip hop and world over is beef. Right now, Skepta is going at it with Joyner Lucas. That's the environment. But they're not really fighting with each other verbally. It's more like a friendly sport.
Yeah, so I see the entertainment value of beef. I like a good diss track.
Right.
I don't know, man.
You like when rappers are dissing each other?
Yeah, it's more entertaining because if we fight or if we go to war, then we might end up with less diss tracks than we would have had if this didn't get physical. But yeah,
I would maybe encourage more of like go on record, come up with a concept album dissing NuveyLive. We'll be ready to respond. Most of you think my digital ink only stops on the blogs, but beef is great if it's a competitive, sport, because the culture has battle rap ciphers. Everyone is always thinking I'm king, right? When it comes to rap, but we want to change the perspective. The throne is one, and everyone can be king. Everyone can be king. And we can push the culture forward by.
So now we have a king. We have a king and a chief fighting.
Yeah, the East Lord and the Chief.
What I'm looking for in the whole beef thing,
yes,
is if I can get as much music as there can be, I am sorted. Locally here, the time they used this "Hate Me Now" track.
I think 2019, Who Is Who?
Who is who?
Who is who? 2019, Fefe, Busi, and them.
That was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I think that was the first time I had of.
I think it reintroduced like the newer wave on that front.
If we had that every single day, then the beef as much as the butchery can carry. But if people are going physical, because like for people who have been shaped by or who consumed the 90s of East Coast, West Coast, deep down, there's a small bit in my heart that says, if you're going gangster, I hate to say it, but go real gangster. So if it's a couple of punches at Bandari Rise, guys, if you're copying, there's a good manuscript. Go back and copy how tough it was.
But then also, apart from it being, work or a hobby or a way of life for these people, you must also realize that these are real people with real experiences, with real egos, with, real feelings to be hurt. So I see how might end up fighting. It still shocks me though that it can get to that. It still shocks me that I will not care about, how this comes off, or maybe I'm just being too simple about this.
You're overthinking.
Yeah, I guess.
But I know one artist that always has an AK-47 in their car. So I guess you will choose.
Hey man,
you
don't drop names, man.
I will not. You will have to choose, your fight. But beef, when it gets physical, is meaningless. But if it's a competitive sport like in battle rap, I have no problem with that. Way back in the day, shout outs to Shemi B. We used to have weekly battles at a place called Sky Lounge, and the culture was breathing. 2013, 14, 15. Price Table battled, I think, 207. Great times. Shout outs to Tida.
Those battles used to be dope.
Shani has, I think, something about the hip hop tour.
Yes, he has.
worked with him sometime last year.
I mean,
so you should tell us about.
Go ahead.
So sometime last year we had a project called Time Travel in 2 Fat Beats. So hip was about, I think, 51 years last year. So 51, so we had some bureaus flying here and about, and then we worked with 3 radio stations here in Kampala. But then at some point we needed the aspect of go to the hood, see how it's done, and Shem B was in the lead. Man,
that's my boy from Mutungo.
Shemi is seasoned.
It's amazing because he took us to Mutungo.
Yeah,
there's a skating
park. Yeah,
who were there.
It was in the Naughty Boy video.
There's like raw talent from MCing, from the rap, from the graffiti, from
all the elements.
Entry, all the elements. It's very amazing. So shout out to Shemi B, and I think they have it going on, or it's about to start the hip hop tour.
They've had tours here and there, and Shemi B has been at it for quite a long time, and I salute him. I've had him on the pod twice. Not because we're in the same neighborhood, but whatever he was doing for the culture and whatever he's still doing now.
The thing I know about Shemi is he might have been one of the very first rappers online. Back then,
MySpace?
Reverb Nation or something like that. And he caught on the Facebook noise too early. So he's been doing his thing for years. And I think, it's cool.
Right. Okay. There's new music that's dropping every day. It's only sad to hear things like, oh, hip hop is dead, hip hop is that. But I feel there is so much talent out there that you have to dig deeper. Like, we haven't covered 50%. We haven't really covered with what's out there.
I thought I had my ears on the ground, but turns out there's always something going to miss because of how much content is out there.
Yeah. So yesterday, I think Troy sent me a link. Not me, sent NuveyLive a link on X, and I happened to catch the tweet, and he was saying, check out this particular song. Listening to it, I feel like, there is so much out there we haven't really tapped into, and there is new music coming in. You had something you were saying?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. I've always had an argument, and I think I've told it to you before. Like a couple of times we're in the car, and then he plays something, and I've always kind of joked that people often say, "I don't consume Ugandan. I don't consume hip hop. I don't consume," and I usually ask them why. There isn't anything cool. I'm like, bro, it's really sis, actually. I'm like, sis, you're saying you don't consume hip hop, you don't consume Ugandan, and you think it's not cool. It's because you're not digging enough. Because when from his car, when I've listened to music and I'm asking, who is this? And then I've Shazam done and these albums.
Guys are doing work.
Guys are doing a lot of work. Everything you think you are not consuming because it's not your style, because maybe you're from the later generations after my generation. It's because you have not gone out there to know how much there is.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time you go out there, there's so much, including even in your neighborhood. You might even stay in Nigeria and they're like rappers in Nigeria that you have not heard about.
So my thought on how much work we have right now is I need to get this line of thought. So what happened was, here's what I think happened. At some point, we all had to go to a producer, beat maker, and get some money to them and book a session and wait a week, and maybe files would get lost, and then you'd maybe get discouraged. So it was
Speaking about files getting lost, I've lost 2 albums.
heal, bro. But yeah.
Clear Cut lost an album as well. I've lost 2 albums, and I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I know what it's like, but hopefully the revisited album will come out.
It gives you a chance to rewrite and
even better content.
Yeah. So I think what happened was, at some point, more and more people realized, I could get a YouTube course. I could take a few weeks or months, learn how to make my own music, learn how to record, learn how to write. And it's now up to a point where kids make music in their bedroom, put it online.
True.
And it's a thing that has gradually came up because I know we come from a class where there were no tutorials. This will give away how old we are. But there would be no tutorials. You would
mention my age without saying it.
You'd have to download a copy of FL in the school lab. That would take maybe a week. This may or may not have happened to me. And then it's a demo version, so you can't even save the project. If you've spent 1 hour working on it and power goes, you're going to lose that. But that teaches you.
Yeah.
So you're building up your skill, and before long, you learn that you can make. Yeah, the producer is good because he has a name, he has maybe means and connections. But you realize, like, in terms of the skill set, this is stuff you can teach yourself.
Yeah.
So soon enough, we learn, and maybe as you're doing it, your little bro is watching. And maybe you'll grow up and life will do its thing and you're not a rapper anymore. Again, this may or may not have happened to any of us, but I think that eventually these skills were so democratized that it is as easy as right now someone grabbing their phone, downloading an app and rapping over it and having an actual hit song by morning.
We grew up in a generation where, I hate using the word generation all the time. Makes me look like I have all the
there is a whole show called Generations.
I'll check that. So my argument is, there's a time we grew. I can even drop names from maybe. There's time we consumed, like, say, DRC music.
Called.
And then Kenya kind of followed in later, and then I think then we got. The time we all could sing to R. Kelly and Westlife and the Backstreet Boys.
We don't say that name over here.
Oh,
you can.
So, and then a time comes and then we now consume like a million. And then Afrigo, now there's a whole Ugandan time of music. So I feel some of the people that argue they don't consume some of this music is because
they're still stuck in that.
They're stuck to what they like. They're in positions that have effect on the culture. Let's say I only love West Coast music, right?
Yes.
And I'm in a position where I'm supposed to steer the culture, and I'm only playing the West Coast music, right? It would mean I'm only limiting myself.
Yeah.
and limiting everyone. So I'm feeding people only this particular thing.
Yes.
But let's say if I really hijacked your train of thought.
Yeah.
But let's say I'm in a position where I am okay with my ear is diverse.
Yes.
One of the few people I feel had such a very diverse ear is Mr. DJ, Radio City. He had such a wide ear to music.
Yes.
But I also think there's a section of the fan base that will think Ugandan music is and it is. But yeah, they will think if someone says they're into Ugandan music, they're into research, they're into
Right,
that. Yeah,
right,
and,
right.
and it's music. Good music is good music. But I have a feeling that people who are still bent on trashing the Ugandan sound, or that's the first thing that comes to their mind. And I don't know what's so uncool about liking a research song if it's dope. I mean, a good song is a good song.
Yeah, definitely.
So in that mentality, you miss out on a lot of chances to listen to people like Isabel, like who was that?
Mike Mungu,
Well, yeah, so that class, the new wave.
Blizzak.
Yeah, so you get
Taka. I'm just mentioning all the
and
names coming
it's
to
possible
mind.
that it's a generation thing because I know that there's a if you're going to maybe like name drop Gen Zs, they're very intentional on who they listen to, and I don't think it's right to like bundle them into the group that still trashes Ugandan music. I think they've caught up, they know what they're doing, they don't know they know what the peers are making, and you've seen all these events where their marketing, their audiences, it's like they have their own version of Kampala that they speak to, that they make music for, and they're supporting each other. So I do not worry about them. The kids will be fine. I only worry about
the generation before.
The generations before and those before, because I mean, it's still cool to listen to Chaka Chaka if you're that old. You get it? I mean, if that's what you want to do that. But I feel like it's a generational thing in that there are people who have maybe peaked outside and caught on what the younger ones are doing. But if you're going to be stuck in 1987, good for you, I guess.
What happened in 1987?
Even Chaka Chaka.
Okay.
I would say this way, that in whatever you do, before you trash it, before you critique it, before you rate it, brand it, whatever you want to do, please consume it.
Yeah.
Give it at least one chance.
Oh, I have a confession.
Asha?
No.
Let it burn? Okay.
Closer to home. So for a while, in the circles, there were names. So think just after lockdown to like recent times. So I used to curate playlists.
I've seen the playlist.
You've seen the playlist, yeah. So I used to do this thing where I collected 256 songs from like a year's difference between now and like when they would have been released. And I realized in trying to do this, I helped myself a lot because the names that I would hear being dropped and I ignore turned out to be some of the best music that I might never have heard. And some of those names, I'm ready to be punched. There's Joshua Baraka. There's
Who's supposed to punch you?
Well, yeah, so
you
like
are already ahead of everyone.
Yeah, so he had his older projects, but I see what's going on.
Did you start curating from baby steps, like because that's when I catch wind?
Yeah, around
when it's about to drop baby steps.
But that was because almost on all podcast episodes that came out, there would be a name drop, Joshua Baraka. There would be that's class. I think there's something in here, but I never one day sat and like paid attention until he kept popping up on my own playlist. So I'm like, yo. And it's been so nice to see how that has played out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, shout outs to Lobster, Sese Nation, and everyone pushing, the needle for Ugandan music. Now, before we wrap it up
So
on there,
before you get there, just a little bit, just a small thing. You used to create plays of 256 songs.
Yeah.
256 as you
Yeah.
which you can record.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I would start from like we're in July. So I'd say between July last year and now, I'm going to collect at least 256 songs from the projects released between that period. And then every now and then I would like, catch it up, and then maybe some might drop or whatever. I have commitment issues, so I might have abandoned them. But
not a nice thing to say. Not a nice thing to say, because
yeah,
I've had my current barber for like 6 years now. Shout outs to Ellie in Seta there. So it's not a nice thing to say, but well done with that. I think you need to.
Self-awareness is key.
Yeah, I think you need to revamp that whole playlist.
Yeah.
So we're speaking about like new music, albums are coming
I
out.
feel like we've been all over the place.
Okay. All right. Bouncing ideas here and there. Because the culture has so much that we can say that we can't really fit in one particular episode, but we'll always try and bridge the gap, because what we're trying to do is really bridge the gap. As we look forward to hosting certain key figures, certain individuals that we feel like need that attention, and also people who have had the culture at its best times and pushing the needle. Right now, globally, I'm so in tune with clips. Pusha T is one of my favorites, and if you ever saw me on a sci-fi, I might have drawn inspiration from one of his verses where he talks about the Coles and Kendricks. I think I flipped it and said, man, I'm forgetting my own lines. That's how long I've been out of the booth. Speaking about false prophets, plugs that do not connect, okay, things like that.
You know what would be a good idea?
Yes.
I think I might have mentioned this to Ian before.
When you say Ian, is it a white dude, random guy, or Ian?
Ian, industry Ian.
Yeah. From the tribe, okay.
Yeah. So
right.
I mentioned that there's a class, I'll not say failed rappers. I will not say that. I'll say there's a class of rap fans whose dreams differed somewhat. And I think that from all the experiences that you guys have gained from writing, from reviews, from watching the industry, I think you guys should get together and do a project, like maybe a cipher.
I think we had this conversation.
Or maybe a full body of work, but from your point of view as the self-appointed wise ones. I mean,
Be the one to point.
if you're going to critique a thing, you might as well, I don't know, partake or show how it's done, or just indulge just like everyone else. I think that would be a very interesting project.
The NuveyLive album is coming out, marking our 10 years, 10 MCs, 10 joints, 10 years of NuveyLive. The execution, Beware 3 Nuvation, me as an artist poet. I also have a project that is coming out. And I hear what you're saying.
Yep.
People like Lyrical Proof is behind the scenes. He's behind the scenes, pushing the culture with Kelele Digital. So I understand, like, this is what I usually tell people. The reason why I started NuveyLive is not because I was the best rapper or the worst rapper, but it was because I grew up with the culture. I've been on stages at a young age, doing campaigns at a young age, doing school tours as a teen. This is stuff that people do not know. And then when I realized there were no platforms like really pushing us, and I said, you know what? I am Nuve, I might do it myself.
Like Thanos.
Right?
Final.
And then that's the moment I realized it's really beyond me. There is thousands versions of me out there to push them. And then you understand the business, you gain all this knowledge. And that's why we're doing this, because we love the culture and we want to push the culture in multiple ways. One interesting thing that most people do not know, I just recently tweeted. Do we still say tweeted? Like the tweet? I X'd.
Posted.
That sounds like I'm getting rid of someone. So I was saying something to do with how we need to find a way of incorporating rap into the Ugandan curriculum, as in poetry, but from the point of view of rap. There is a whole course on Kendrick after dissing Drake, I think. There is a whole course. Lupe Fiasco is teaching courses on rap. I'm an educator and I teach poetry as a whole paper and whatnot. So shout outs to all my kids that I teach. I just did the thing, right? But there is so much depth. We should be having higher level conversations of this thing called hip hop. And earlier on, before we started shooting, you were talking about your friend who said something like hip hop has bridged the gap from the higher intellectuals. We also have hip hop intellectuals. I'll be honest, there are things that I'm doing right now because of hip hop. I wouldn't say hip hop saved my life, it just enhanced it.
Take that, Lupe.
I didn't want to go the Lupe route, but it just enhanced it.
I hear you.
It really did. So
you said you wish hip hop, no, not rap. You said rap is taught to children, like into the curriculum.
It's something to look at.
Okay.
Because most of the kids understand poetry as only a written art form, but essentially, at the core, hip hop is an oral culture. Rap is an oral culture. The griots, what's Abatontomi in Luganda and whatnot. Like the culture is originally oral. So performance poetry could benefit so much if we link it with rapping.
It's an important conversation, and I love how we have lived enough to see some things happen.
Yeah.
Him and I were quite big with, say, mastermind quiz when we were in our Form 1 and Form 2 and Form 3. And then after school, it kind of died out. I was good at debating, it kind of died out. But then every time I wake up today, I see a poster, there's a quiz almost at every bar. In this town now.
Quiz is cool. Again.
You have band, you have quiz the next day. And people are showing up. Debate is going all the way. I've seen competitions, universities, the whole project with some bank putting in money. Now, imagine we get to that point. There are also poetry clubs, but I don't...
Yeah, and book clubs and book festivals.
I think we need to do more, and salute to WEG, Maritza, what's it called? Not the color, it's verse something. I can't believe I've just forgotten it, but the whole community that they're trying to build with verse something. But WEG, look up WEG the poet, WEG the rapper, look up WEG and Maritza. They're really doing so well. They have a whole academy, something.
They did well on this project that I was blessed to cover. And there are people who are really, really talented. And that whole clique, that whole squad, it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with.
All right. Okay. You guys have successfully steered me away from talking about albums and
back to albums.
Okay, I just want to let the people know GNL's Homecoming dropped. My boy Tim Sense, DND, The Myth dropped a single for his forthcoming album. The Ugandan 2 is on the way. Price dropped a piano rap. I feel like he's the pioneer now for piano rap. I'm a piano theme.
I get.
Because Price has been so diverse for over the years.
Yeah.
Boom bap, trap with Baru. We wrote a piece on that.
I had fun with that whole phase.
You know, the trap Price.
Yeah.
I love trap Price.
And Trap Burrow.
Yeah, and trap Baru.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Naxa trap in church. Praise the Lord. So one thing I wanted to say is that there are so many projects out there, but one of the issues that I feel with Ugandan hip hop is that there is an issue of distribution and information. There is mild gatekeeping, but then there is also that the whole you have to distribute. When you get into this thing as a business, if you don't like the business side of things, get business people around you. And that's one lesson I've learned over the years watching the game, contributing to it. You because your passion can die out in your pursuit of the business. So if you have the right business person, it works out.
So you know how earlier we were talking about how the one thing we seem to be doing wrong as the
As a culture?
no, he's going to call it NGO speak again. But the one thing we're doing wrong as the technical people in the game is that we are entertaining ourselves. I'm going to say it again just the same way I said it.
Yeah.
So as someone who has maybe read a bit of rap, or maybe someone who has rapped before, or someone who has written, I don't know, you will appreciate the structure, the whole technical just going on, the writing, the setups, the punchlines, you will get it. But we are only a small section. We all can't be rappers. So we are only a small section of the whole ecosystem. So I feel like the one disservice we're doing is not educate the masses in the sense of, by the way, when I say I'm a good rapper, this is what I mean. My lines are dope because this is how I constructed them. This is a dope beat selection because a dope beat, I don't know, you get?
Yeah.
We need to
create content.
Yes, sort of like create content, yes, but we need to find a way to educate our market, so that even them, as they pick their favorite rapper, they know why. You get?
Now that takes me even back to teaching poetry. So when the Bavubuka thing used to be there, kids were being taught structure. This is how you make a song. This is how you rap. This is how you deliver MC top tier things. We don't have so many MCs because the communities, the hip hop bootcamp, I don't know, Sylvester, I don't know if it's coming back, will it? But the key thing with this is that education is very important.
Yeah.
People knowing how to even appreciate. Now you'll find a journalist who does not know maybe how to write about rap because they don't maybe understand rap.
And that's the person reviewing.
Yeah, and that's the person saying, now he was saying lines here, the beat changed.
Oh yeah.
Like, so there is that bit of education I think that's needed. I guess, God willing, the director will cut that out. I probably will have the NuveyLive Academy. Right now, we are still focusing on marketing, advertising, the culture, and beyond. We'll also have the NuveyLive Ed. Because I'm an educator myself. So one of my dreams is to really do that for the culture. We'll be having these conversations.
So now, on that note,
yes.
At the point where you're talking about the business side.
Yes.
So around January, I think it was Navco and the Myth.
Oh yeah.
They had this cool program at Motive.
Motive, yes. So shout outs to Nav and the
whole team. So this whole thing that I'm basically ranting about is not a thing I've ranted about now.
Yeah.
Even back then. So when I saw this program, I was curious. I wanted to see maybe the content, but also I was curious. I wanted to see how they go about all this. I also wanted to learn so I can express this idea even better.
Right.
So I sort of quite literally sneaked in. Yeah, I applied and signed up and all that. And I made it to the class
The way the man says it's sneaked in.
because I
Through the roof.
so yeah, so I get in and they had this cool 1 week program where every day there's a different industry instructor. So there was Dao, the legend.
Yes, yes.
So he takes you
Legendary.
through all his process and teaching you about analog speakers and types of microphones and the whole engineering chaos. Really, really good content for a full day. Then the next day there would be Shadrach, Navio's manager. So he takes you.
Shadrach, formerly GNL's manager, Keko somewhere in between. Shadrach Kutesa?
I'm not sure if it's the same guy. I just know he was called Shadrach and he was Navio's manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he also had a cool full day course on how to manage an artist, and as an artist, what to expect from your management. Then there was Flex, and he had the whole he had a course on online marketing and brand, cool stuff. So then at the end, the myth takes you through
Song structure.
and writing. So imagine you're a 19-year-old kid trying to figure out, and you have a full day with the myth in studio showing you like, yo, this is how it's done. And then at the end of the project, the collective was supposed to record a whole project, and then we would all have, like our names legally as creators of the project. And I thought that was cool. I was like, this.
Before we wrap up, I want you to give me the atmosphere in that room. How many people do you think were present for that workshop?
Physically present?
Both.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I tend to get a little deep. So class would be about 12. Yeah, the classes were about 12 people. And yeah, it was up close and personal because this guy is looking at your notes. He's telling you, no, drop this line like this. Then you go into the studio, they record, the producer guides you through all that. I had a work thing, so I didn't make it to recording day. But the best tracks out of the whole program were given videos. It was a full actual thing, like real life, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So the reason why I asked that question is that also the pursuit for knowledge is very little.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But we need to keep encouraging young people to go out to these things. There is a thinking of that everything costs a lot. This particular device costs maybe an arm and leg, but if you do not know how to use it, it will be useless, right? Yeah. But if you walked into a room, maybe you went to Astro Edge, the team shooting this particular pod, you walked in and you want to figure out how to do mobile photography or videography. Information is there. It's a lot. And we were not trying to bash young people, but we're saying is that the pursuit for knowledge and information should be as high up as the interest into I want to do it. Until you break something, then you fix it. What about figuring out how to avoid fixing it when you do it the right way? But I hear very important program, very essential.
Yeah, it was dope.
I received a question online about what advice should we share with young creatives, young people. And I feel like this entire conversation has been revolving around what to do. And just in a minute, in 1 minute, each one of us could maybe share something. What would you give your younger self before you got into advertising? What would you give a young ZL before you got into, because I feel software development and whatnot. It's also creative work.
It's actual creative work.
Definitely. So in a
It
minute,
doesn't get any more
in
creative.
a minute, each of you can share any advice you could give that person, maybe within the culture, within the creative space, and then we can call it an episode. Okay.
He goes first.
Sure.
So the one thing that I would say is don't fight AI. Don't fight AI because one, there aren't many chances that you will win. Two, it's here to stay. Three, there's really not much point in suffering. So make AI your friend, but also do it in a way that you will not lose your own sense of creativity, your personal style. You will not lose discipline. How would I explain that? So AI has made a lot of things possible and a lot of previously possible things even simpler. So it's possible that you can get so into the AI stuff that you forget how to do things on your own. And I would like to say there are ways you can incorporate AI in your workflows, in your disciplines, in whatever you're doing, in a way that helps you learn better, retain the information better, learn new skills, polish up your skills better, but you still are intact as a creative. And it's not the machine doing the work for you, it's you using the machine to do better work. If I was 20 right now and AI became the hot thing like it is right now, I would spend a year understanding everything to do with AI and blend it into whatever sort of creative work I'm into. Yeah. Make AI your friend.
All right. AI.
Our parents would tell us everything will fall in place. They would say, "Why are you in a rush?" I remember there's a time I used to, the time I wanted to write and have my name as a byline in the papers. My parents asked me why, instead of reading books, I was writing because they told me I would study, get my degree, and actually write. But I would walk through HR this time. Be like, I'm not gonna write this. Can I write this? But in all this, 20-year-old me, it's just keep your feelers up. Be original. Of course, there's something you're doing and you're so cool at it. But all you need to know is step out there, like keep your eyes open, know what's going on. Because you might be the coolest among your peers in your small hood. So it's like being the best singer in the bathroom, only for you to step out and everyone is like, who told you you can sing? So you must keep your eyes open, you must keep your ears open. And that's where the whole AI conversation comes in. You must compare. You need that competitive advantage. So when you know what everyone else is doing, then you know how to better hone your craft and get better at it. But in all this, learn a skill, get more knowledge.
2 decades old.
Just to help you. So read, check. And I like how today consuming skills, consuming knowledge is cool because you swipe away. So like you're reading through some huge volume book. So originality, you're so cool, get more knowledge on your craft and you'll do better one day. Your time will come, like our parents would say. When it's time for you to shine, you're going to shine, my friend.
Right. In the words of a legend, I'm going to get heat for this. In the words of the teacher, Apis, he once said, Tonyigira, Bono Sibu Devil, or something like that. Right. Okay. Well, what I can say is just to add on my voice is that just seek that information. You want to become ABCD, just look for the right information as regards that particular thing, and then go for it. Now, when I came into starting NuveyLive, I did not know about web hosting and whatnot. I'll tell you now that's part of the business that I do with the platform. I did not know, oh, okay, I need to write. That's what I do with the platform, NuveyLive Media. So my story is that hip hop has helped me to learn new things in trying to serve the culture. I wouldn't be mad because the culture has helped me, grow in this space. I did not know about online radio. I feel like we started the first online hip hop radio, but I'll get hit another day for that. People will come back.
So many disclaimers.
Stay safe.
I'm being like Soldier Boy right now. Like, you need to seek for that information because it's out there. And get off your lazy ass. There is so much information right now than back then. You can have a conversation with AI. How can I release an album? How can I put out this and that material? But in case you're stuck, we can definitely help you do that. We've put out one number one album, 2021. I'll allow you to do your own research on that, and I believe you'll figure it out and keep going. Have a plan B, A, and C. Have a vision board that you can run with. All right. We are in that part of the podcast that I don't like so much. It's called Fini, the end.
Oh, that's what it means.
Yes, French for the end. Yeah, Fini. So, all right, I want to give each one of you 30 seconds to wrap it up, and anything you wish to say, your handles, probably you want to drop your business line, whichever thing you want to say. This is the time, really. Should we start with you or
Him.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm tired.
So anyhow, but it's amazing to have a conversation about art every other time, because it's through these platforms that the seasoned and skilled guys out there come through and say, share your opinion on this. I don't have an album to drop anytime soon, but at least I have an ear to consume some of these things, and it's amazing to have a conversation about it. And again, it's Ambrose, it's Ninyebuza, it's Ambrose Nene for sure. Not so much on socials. I consume, but I don't throw opinion.
Yeah.
Go there with care. But at Ninyebuza is the X. Then Instagram is also Ninyebuza. And talk to you some other time.
He's like Batman. Like, he's always watching from behind the scenes. We shall put up the light, and you come to us. Over to you, Zia.
So what am I supposed to say again?
So you're wrapping up. Anything
Oh, yeah.
you wish to say, your handles
So
at Zeology.
so yeah, it's Zeology everywhere. Literally everywhere. That's
What, like, you need to spell that? I know it, but I need to know it.
So that's ZIYALOGY. Everywhere. And I do not do this. This was the first one. I'm sure the awkwardness gives that away.
Drum
But-
roll.
I'm hoping to do this more. And if you'd like to read some of what I've written, go to the tribe
Dot Africa.
Africa.
You don't need to be sacked. I need to make sure you're not.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are sacked. So it's the tribe.africa.
Yeah. Then that's it. I do not tweet much. I'm sort of the creepy guy on the timeline watching all of you as well. Yeah.
All right. And I've been Nuve Sean, aka Ayela, aka We Love Hip Hop, NuveyLives for the People. You know the address. In case you do not know it, it's NuveyLive.org and the .com. We finally got it back. Yeah, some things had happened. So NuveyLive.org. That is NuveyLive. You have new music to release, you have something going on, just let us know. And I've been Sean, your host. Remember, this podcast was powered by Izara Homes. That is
Yep.
IZAARAHOMES.com. Said it like a robot, but thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one.